Happy Friday, everybody. Just going to give it a minute to do its thing. Make sure internet is working properly. Yes, I got a big lump on me. He's being a big baby today. Okay, bear with me. All right, we are online. Hello, happy Friday. Today is Financial Friday. I do apologize not being on here last week. With the heat and everything, I actually had like this headache for days, a 4 or 5 day headache last week from the heat. So, okay, leave him alone. The kids are fighting. Be nice. So there's that. So, but I'm feeling better. It's a lot cooler. I never thought I'd sit here and say, "Woohoo, we're in the 90s." Go, 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 go. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Financial Friday, a little bit of finances, and then we'll get into the Witchy box haul that I'm going to do. I actually should have probably done this on Facebook as well. Let me go in there and do that. So there's some things that have taken place in the news, not in the mainstream news that I have seen that, what's the word I'm looking for? It's entails what's getting ready to happen to the economy in a roundabout way. Let me see if I could find it. I don't think I'm going to do Facebook today. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Okay, I will do Facebook. All right, so we are live now on Facebook as well. And let's get right to it. So I do want to bring an article up that I had posted on Facebook as well. Bear with me, everything's a wee bit slow today. God, why is everything so slow today? So I know I'm being like shadow banned on Facebook for this, and that's okay. I fucking hate Facebook anyway, even though I do some lives on it. I was shadow banned when I posted about Mark Zuckerberg. Now, before I get started with Financial Fridays, and I'm really glad I didn't drop 1 red cent on this movie. Sound of Freedom funder Fabian Marta has been arrested for child trafficking and kidnapping. So what I'm trying to say is, like I said, there's always certain truths to certain things. There's layers like an onion. But half truths are still lies. And the guy that's in this movie, Tim Ballard, we know, I've done some research on him, so now I know that he is xenophobic, homophobic, transphobic. So in the process of helping these kids, would he help a trans or LGBTQIA child? And if we want to go a step further, if you really want to make an impact and a difference, get involved with, what's it called? MMIW, Missing Murdered Indigenous Women. Because that is a group of people that is disappearing at an incredibly alarming rate. You don't hear about it, but it's happening. But I know in this world, people are very gullible, and what I'm going to say is going to piss some of you off, and that's okay. But some of you are so gullible that you just slap the word Jesus on it and you're sold. Um, don't get me wrong. I know that this trafficking issue is a major problem. And this movie has kind of exposed it. But those who live in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones, because now this guy's glass house is crumbling. You're making a movie about the very thing that you're being arrested for. I just call hypocrisy as I see it. And this is straight up hypocrisy. Um, only other thing I'm going to say here is, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but I know a bunch of other people who have, and um, the sex trafficking issue is major, but the Sounds of Freedom is more of a white man savior complex, and it just proves to me once again that you can hide behind your cross and your self-righteous Bible, but eventually you get exposed. I know I said what I said, and I ring true to it. So anyway, glad I didn't spend any money on that. Besides that, though, that sex trafficking is a major problem and a major issue that we need to deal with. All right, moving on. Financial Fridays. Now, some have heard this. I actually heard it late last night on ABC. It was the first time I saw it in the news. But the USA, let me get these on. The USA went from a AAA credit standing to a plus double A, or double A plus credit standing. Our credit standing as a country has dropped. So that is about 120% debt. What is this? Debt to income ratio. So there's that, which is not good when we have that happening in our country. Now, I'm sure some of you already know that the SEC is appealing the Ripple case. So there's that, which I had a feeling that would happen. That does always happen. My understanding is this week in crypto, Gary Gensler wanted the CEO of Coinbase to stop trading on all cryptos except Bitcoin. Now, before I go on, last week I said to you guys to get yourself some XDC. XDC, as of this morning, is up to 8 cents a share. So if you would have bought last week when I told you at 3 cents, you would have doubled your money, almost tripled it. It's still not too late. It's still fluctuating right now. I think late yesterday it got up to 9%, and now it's at, I can't check on my phone. It's at, I think it's at 8 cents a share. So it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's one of the reasons my understanding is that it's really going up and down like this is because Germany, some real estate company in Germany is trying to tokenize it. Anytime a coin becomes tokenized, this is when you can start making a lot of money. Okay. Also, in talking about the SEC, Gary Gensler has started plans on prioritizing regulations regarding AI instead of crypto assets. So now he's going after the AI world. And I think that's about it for my news for today. There's not much going on. It's the same old song and dance. As we get closer into the third and fourth quarters of finances here, things are going to get a little worse. We already had an interest rate hike once again, so watch your credit card spending, because that's where those interest rate hikes are going to happen. Uh, I'm looking to see where my coin. Hold on, I'm just not organized today. So on a side note here, my printer has kicked the bucket, and I think I've only had it for about 3 or 4 years, but it kind of sucks. So when I do orders for people, you'll get those orders electronically instead of like I usually do with a paper receipt. I'm not able to do that. I will be getting a new printer, and I'm going to be doing it before August 13th. I know technically, what is it? In modern astrology, Mercury is going to be going retrograde. When is that? Well, for my method, it's the 13th. Modern astrology, I believe it's the 23rd. So I'm trying to get a printer before Mercury goes retrograde because I do not buy any sort of electronics or automobiles when Mercury's in retrograde unless they're used or refurbished. So there's that. And that is about it in Financial Fridays. Like I said, keep your eyes on XDC because that is an up and coming currency. And oh, the other thing I wanted to drop on you guys. Okay, so XLM, the coin XLM, is affiliated with Stellar Lumens, right? So God, I don't remember where in Texas it was, but there is the first Lumens bank is opening in Texas this week. So I'm telling you, Stellar Lumens is the future. If Stellar Lumens is the silver and XRP is the gold, XDC is the bronze of crypto, in my opinion. And there's going to be a lot of them that fail. There was that one coin yesterday. In 24 hours, it dropped. Banco. It's a meme coin. Banco. I don't remember the name of it. I don't dabble with meme coins. I dabble more with, what is it called? ISO 200,000. Go Google that. Let me just see if I said that right before I move on here. Yeah, ISO 2022. Let me just bring up those coins so you have a little bit better understanding. Slow, slow, slow. All right, so those coins, some of the ones I just mentioned, Ripple, XRP, XDC, Stellar Lumens, XLM, IOTA, and Algorand. Those are already ISO 222 compliant. So those are the coins you want to look for, because 95% of the crypto market is going to get wiped out. There will be coins that are going to become non-existent. And you don't want to invest if you are a person who doesn't have a lot of money, like most of us, and you want to invest a little to make a lot, then you want to stick with these ISO tokens because they're the future. The other one is Quant. And Quant is on the rise. If you can get yourself a whole share of Quant, I think it was at 105, something like that, do so. But like I said, the XDC token is at 9 or 8 cents right now. XLM is fluctuating. I think it's on the lower end at 13 cents right now. XRP is under 70 cents a share the last time I checked. Now, please remember, yesterday we were watching the markets go insane. My balance was fluctuating up and down, up and down, up and down. I mean, every 5 minutes, the ticker was changing, especially on XDC. So, like I said, you could be ahead of the game 1 minute and then in the red the next. Crypto's very volatile. So you kind of have to have a strong stomach for it if you can handle it. But this would be the time to get into XDC. I'm plugging it. XLM is another one. because they're linked to Stellar Bank, which is the future. And Stellar XLXLM is going to be for us guys, us smaller guys, smaller businesses. XRP will be for the big dogs, the corporations. That's how I'm seeing this. But I will be dabbling probably in XLM, maybe even dealing with Stellar Bank in the future. So um, just keep your eyes out on that. And a lot of this information you can get by following the World Monetary System. You can get this information by following Altcoin Daily. That's where I get a lot of my information. I'm kind of follow a lot of different people. Coach JV, of course, and 3T Warrior Academy. Do check that out. That is a great learning platform. And that is about it for Financial Fridays. Let me get situated here. So I did get another Witchy box. I keep saying I'm going to cancel. And every time I say that, I kind of backpedal on it. Like this box is like one of my absolute favorites. Anyone who knows me knows I'm really into hermetics and like the readings of the emerald tablets and Sumerian history and Babylonian history and things like that. So this is an Egyptian box. And so me being so into hermetics for so many years now, I really connected and I really resonated with this box. And I can't wait to show you. So like I said, it is very Egyptian themed this month. And just move that over. So this is just a little, it shows all the Egyptian gods and goddesses, the pantheon of Egyptian gods and goddesses. Anyone who knows me knows this is right up my alley. My very first tattoo is a big picture of Isis on the back. And I'm thinking about actually adding to that and putting a Stargate around it with hieroglyphics that say something. I'm not going to say what it's going to say, but I'm thinking about adding to that tattoo instead of just getting more. Why don't I just add to them? And then you get this, let's see here. Bear with me. I'm getting all the info on all this stuff. And then you get a little thing, the aspects of the soul and the symbolism behind like the Ankh. It even gives you like the letters for the lettering for hieroglyphics. Along with the knot of Isis. This is a more of a incantation to her. At the end of the universe is a blood red cord that this life to death will to destiny. Let the knot of that red. It's the one thing I will say this. I love her boxes, but her reading and the lettering is very hard to understand. I cannot continue. That's my only downfall with this box is the way she letters. It's the lettering on it that makes it very hard to read sometimes. Other than that, this is a great box, but it's just a little honor to Isis. All right, next up is, and you just get a couple of little herbs. I got, this is in honor of Mott, Mott herbs. Bast, herbs. So like these right here, those of you who have followed me on Patreon, you've seen me do, um, I've invoked, I've worked with the deity of Bast, goddess Bast. You've seen me do spell work to protect our animals, working with Bast, especially if you have cats. Um, so this is going to be an ideal thing for me to do spell working for myself or my clients or my friends or family to protect their animals, especially your gatinos. Then you get this deep blue lotus salt, which is very, very nice. Deep blue lotus salt. Hi, Leslie. The herbs, okay, well, like I said, the bast one, for the goddess Bast, this is actually a perfect herb to use when you are working with um, her energy. If you're, invoking the energies of Bast, the goddess, or if you're using it, you can use it in animal protection, especially for cats, but dogs, you could do it for dogs as well. That's what I would use it for. Any kind of, sometimes I put a pinch of this in a charm. Uh, every December, I redo a jar that I keep on my mantle for my pets. It's just a protection spell that I renew every year. So I'll probably add a little bit of this in to it. As for the mott, I'm not sure what I'd use this for quite yet. Um, Give me a second. I will look and see what the instructions say it's used for. I hope you're doing well, Leslie. Let's see. Do, 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 do. The Mott Ritual Herbal Blend is a harmonious herbal blend including blue corn flower for its ability to bring stillness to the mind, chamomile to attract prosperity and good fortune, and rose to attract love and passion. Kendaloo, oh boy, calendula to bolster the fire within. And lastly, there's some jasmine in it to draw prophetic and guided dreams. This blend has been created for ritual and external use only. So, like I said, I could even use this in poppets and sachets to, work magic. It just depends. Um, it just depends. The Bast one, let me go read that one for you. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Boy, don't make it easy, do they? Let's see. Sticks. I'm looking. Bear with me. Why is it not on here? I'm sure it is, and I'm just blind and can't see it. Okay, Bast Herbal Blend. This is a blend of red clover with the ability to promote inner peace and fortify spiritual growth, plantain to guard against evil, and peppermint to purify the soul. Lastly, St. John's wort to protect and bring strength to the bearer. So, yes, I would definitely use that in a home protection or personal protection, personal, when we're doing divination, and also for animal protection. That's what I'd use it for, but that's me. Um, some of us can use it for different things. It just depends. Then you get this lovely stick of incense, monthly stick of incense. This is called Egyptian Essence. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Like I said, I love this box, but the handwriting on here, even with it highlighted, of course I'm as blind as a bat, it is very hard to understand sometimes. That is my only qualm with this, but those witchy boxes look interesting, but for me, it would just add to all my stuff that I don't use. You know what? I agree to a certain extent. Um, how do I put this? There's certain things like I don't really need and I have that I'm not even going to use. So, but they are entertaining and it's actually inspiring me because I am getting ready to launch my own. But mine's going to be more of an astrological theme, more than, well, they'll be witchy too, but mine's going to be much smaller. Mine is going to be like a little $10, $15 box. It won't be anything as big as this. And mine is going to have simple stuff in it, like um, mostly supplies for your altar, a couple of herbs of the month that I've either harvested from my garden or I've made, um, things like that, oils that I'm making. Like I'm getting ready to harvest another round of lavender and I'll be making my own lavender oil. Um, and I'll be selling that. So yeah, I get where you're coming from though, because like there's some, like there was one I got, I just didn't resonate with it at all. Obviously, I'm not going to say that live, um, but like the Egyptian one, totally resonate with it. But there's some that you just don't resonate with as much, and I get that totally. All right, I was looking for the meaning of these incense, and actually by ordering these, it does inspire me to do my own and to do it a little bit different, you know? I don't know. That's just me. All right. Then you get, and I do want to try it. I'm going to try the Inked Goddess next because, well, one, I'm getting ready to work with them wholesale eventually. And it's a smaller box, but, it's a $30 box instead of a $55 box. And just want to try something new. Her boxes, Ink Goddess, are more about actual spell work. You get stuff to. I'm a Gemini and I tend to lose. I know, I totally get it, Leslie, because I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, and I don't necessarily say I lose interest fast, but I guess as a kid I did. If it didn't interest me, I didn't want to deal with it. But um, one of my biggest flaws, and I'm being completely honest here, is I'm kind of like a three-ring circus. And I drive my family nuts because I will have three things going at once around the house. Now, as I'm getting older, I'm managing to complete everything I start. But in my younger days, I'd start stuff and never finish, start stuff and never finish, because I would tend to lose interest. very much a gem, very much a Gemini quality, and that doesn't mean Geminis are bad people. I adore Geminis because they are so they have such a thirst for knowledge and they're filled with such curiosity, and they tell a good dirty joke from every now and then too. They're kind of the life of the party sometimes. You can really talk to them and get into a conversation with them. They can get very philosophical with you. um so But yes, I get it. I get it totally with the Gemini energy. And even as a kid, my mom was like, you know, I some people in the church that my parents would go to would say, you need to go take her somewhere and get her on something because, she's like hyperactive. And back then they didn't have, thank God, they didn't have, hey, sweet butterfly girl, how are you? Back then, they didn't have like psychology and drugs for little kids, thank God. But they always used to say you're hyperactive. Well, actually, that's a form of ADHD, and I still battle with it as an adult. ADHD, along with a slight dyslexia that I've had ever since I was a kid. And it's mostly with numbers. So, hence why when you get a reading from me, I read your birthday back to you. And so we make sure that it's accurate. And I double checking myself. Hence why I've, you know, on this channel, I've had a lot of criticism. Oh, you got the birthday wrong. Well, I didn't get the birthday wrong punching it into the chart. I just blurted it out wrong. That's me getting those numbers confused. Doesn't happen so much with words. When I was younger, yes. But now that I'm older, it's more numbers. Thank God I'm not an accountant. I know, it's so nice to see you, sweet butterfly girl. So I get it, Leslie. And I'm not saying you're ADHD. That's me. I'm ADHD. I'm not saying Geminis are ADHD. However, there are those with a lot of strong Gemini energy in their chart. There will be those little uh, undertones of some sort of ADD or ADHD. And that's not necessarily contrary to what psychology has taught us. That is not necessarily a bad thing at all. Um, it can be a very good thing. Hi, Antonia. No, I'm cray cray. Well, I'm a little cray cray myself. Nothing wrong with cray cray. Controlled cray cray, right? But Gemini, gotta love them. And then you get a little Isis spray, which I'm delighted. Moving on here, this is Empowerment Spray by Isis. And that's right up my alley as well, because you know I love that goddess. She's just so amazing. I've worked with a lot of Isis energy in the past. And I'm telling you, if you ever have the opportunity, occultcourses.com, sign up for Bal Kadmon's course on Egyptian pantheons. It's amazing. And he's finally on TikTok, my understanding. I actually promoted him the other day. All right, a few more things here, and then we are done. I'm going to save the last one for the best for last because I'm going to use it on you guys in a second. So this is a stone. It's a combination of, I'll show you. You see the flecks of gold in it? It's a combination of pyrite. As I drop it, I do that all the time. So good to see you guys. I'm glad you all caught me live. I tried to go on earlier than later. I figured noon would be a good time. That way it's like 9 o'clock in Europe and only 3 o'clock on the East Coast. So I tried to please everybody on all ends of the planet. Still haven't gotten Australia's time down pat. I know they're 17 hours ahead of me. The next thing up is I got three more things to show you. Let me just remove the stuff I've already shown you so I don't get it confused. Bear with me. I don't have an excuse. I just suck at NUO. What is NUO? I'm an idiot. Numbers. Well, I can't say I suck at numbers because, okay, here's the thing with me. And this is a Gemini quality. I have a very photogenic mind. I may confuse numbers and shit, but you give me a chart and I will scan that chart and it's embedded in here and I can remember exactly what house this is in, what planet that's in, where this is going, where that's going. It's like having a photogenic mind. You kind of just scan it. A lot of Geminis need a lot of verbal or visual for us. And for me, it's visual and verbal. But like I said, numbers, oh my God. Um, birth dates, I can remember pretty well. But when we start getting into, like accounting stuff, it's like, fuck no. Pardon my French. Forget it. I just can't. I just can't. And I was never really a big person. I didn't do well in math. I was in a remedial math class and an advanced English class. So I was doing in ninth grade, I was doing college English and eighth grade math. I mean, so unbalanced. You know what I mean? Uh, anyway, but even now, my kid, one of my kids is a whiz at math, and it's like she did not get that from me. And then I have my other kid who's not as good at math, but excellent in English, was in college prep English, AP English. So it just depends. You're good at one thing, but not good at another. We all have our gifts. I always tell this to people, by our own stars, we are all blessed with a gift or two in things. So don't ever forget that. Okay. We all have flaws, each and every one of us, but we also have gifts. And once you know your stars, you'll know your gifts. All right, here I go. I'm continuing on. I just want to show you this bracelet, but I want the stone that is in it. You, well, here you go. You get a hibiscus blend, which hibiscus blend tea. Hibiscus tea is amazing. Now, hibiscus in magic is great for any kind of um, love spells, attraction, self-care. There you go. There you go. I get that. Yes, math was garbage for me, and I was in college English. Honey, I can relate to that. And you even speak three different languages, but now I can't divide worth a damn. No, I totally get it. When I was working in special education, I used to teach the students how to remember things in math. And there was this saying, dirty little monkeys is what they called it. DLM. I don't remember how we said it. Divide, long division, dirty little monkeys. It was something that they would say in math class for everybody to remember a certain way of doing it. I wrote it all down, but I mean, I would watch kids. Common Core math is shit. I'm going to say that now. Okay. My poor kids dealing with Common Core math. Who in the hell invented this? It is beyond me, and it really doesn't make any damn sense. But that's our educational system. Um, but the teacher I worked for used to make the kids memorize this saying, DLM, dirty little monkeys, when you're dividing. And I'm like, okay, hey, whatever. Some kids would just, and I could sympathize with them because I know how they felt. But anyway, hibiscus tea. I make it iced, and it is great for the health as well. Like, I'm no medical profession, but I do know that if you do suffer from high blood pressure, this is an herbal tea that can help lower it with just a cup or two a day. So there's that. And I have a big bag of organic hibiscus that I got imported from Egypt. So I use Egyptian hibiscus when I'm not so much in spell work, but ingesting it, making teas with it, stuff like that. Okay, let me get to the last two things here and let me find what they are. Okay, so this is a bracelet. It has like rough edges if you look closely. I know I don't have that great of a camera. There's some things I'm getting ready to upgrade. It's going to take me some time because it costs money. Um, a new digital camera is one of them. It's my goal for this year so that the recordings are a lot better. Um, Other thing, I have to get a printer. That's first because it kicked the bucket. That's what I'm saying. Mercury retrograde isn't until the 13th in ancient astrology. I'm already feeling it. And Mercury retrograde is going to be in Virgo. So, this is what I'm saying. If you have Virgo energy in your chart, it's going to be a bitch. Your guys are going to feel it the most. The Virgos, the rising sign in Virgo, the moon in Virgo, dragon's head or tail in Virgo, you will feel it. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful bracelet here. And this is the Golden Capet Radushka bracelet. It's considered the stones in it, the Rudraska stone is known as the dried stone and is commonly found in a variety of ritual prayer beads. It is, I'm sorry, hold it up, Linda. It is correlated with the goddess Shiva. And it's used for chanting mantras during meditation and honoring. So it's a very pretty stone. All right, put that over there. Always get the candle of the month, which is a lovely goldy glittered candle. This one's already like anointed and has stuff in it. And last but not least, let me make room here and give it a shuffle. So this time around, I got tarot cards. These are Egyptian tarot cards. This is the Egyptian Art Nouveau Tarot. And I'm going to open them up in a minute and show you. Obviously, right there is the Strength card on the front. Anytime there's a lion, it's usually signifying a Strength card. I'm hoping the meanings to these are, every deck of cards has a little different meaning sometimes. So we'll see here. I'll show you. See now the back of the cards, so pretty with the scarab on it. And, usually when I get tarot decks, I don't really like the feel of them. They don't feel right. It's just me. I'm kind of neurotic. I said it. It's okay. I could be a little neurotic sometimes. But I just didn't like the feel of some of my tarot decks. However, these are smooth. I mean, they just fit in my hand so well. It was like it was meant to be. Sorry. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you get these great witches boxes, and then there's other times where you don't really resonate with them at all. I happen to resonate quite well with this one. It is on my bucket list to go to Egypt someday. I actually have a good friend in Cairo, and he is a tour guide. He's a beautiful Muslim man who takes people out on tour guides, and you can see the Valley of the Kings. You could see all the pyramids. He takes you to all the incredible sites. So it is something that is on my bucket list. Someday I will go to Egypt. It's a place I've wanted to go for a long, long time. So I am going to pull some cards. And I'm going to first pull a card for the weekend. And then I'm going to keep that one off to the side because I'm probably going to have to do it on TikTok as well. But I haven't shuffled these. I haven't really gotten into these yet. So just bear with me. If there's anybody who would like me to pull a tarot for them with these new Egyptian cards. Now, these are tarots. The other ones I had the other day, which I'm actually incredibly disappointed. Maybe it's just me. When you scan this, the booklet doesn't come up. Okay, Leslie, I'll do you after I do the one for the world, as like you get the booklet in this. And I'm like, what in the hell? Maybe I'm just kind of old school, and I expect, I guess I expect too much. Okay. Um, I don't know. That's just me. I I could. I don't know. I just don't know. But this deck doesn't. The Oracle deck doesn't have any booklet with it, so I do have these for sale, and that's why they're so cheap. I don't think they're made of the greatest quality. These will probably become little oracle cards I put into my witch boxes. Okay, everybody wants a card pull, so let me do the one for the world at large. First, now, the message for this weekend is this is the High Priestess. It's in reverse. Show it to Facebook. High Priestess in reverse. A little bit different than like the Rider Waite or the Witches deck that I'm using. As you can see, at first I thought this, because she's holding two sickles, I actually thought this was a swords card. But if you look on the thing, it says two, which is good because I suck at reading Roman numerals. Speaking of numbers, try reading no Roman numerals. Oh my God. Anyway, High Priestess in reverse. This is about some of us out there are going to have a feeling of repression, repressed feelings. We're out of balance. Um, some of us, geez, Linda, some of us might feel like we're being, you know, wanting moon energy can make us feel like this as well. And we're in the dark phase now, but it can make us feel like like I said, out of balance, but feeling like we can't progress forward and learn and grow. Or some people refuse to learn and grow with this energy. And that's kind of what the energy is going to be for the week and ahead for people. They're just going to kind of feel like stagnant energy. Even though the moon's in Pisces, I think, too. So right now, people are going to drown their sorrows tonight in alcohol, which isn't going to, you never drink, ever, ever, ever start drinking when a moon is waning in Pisces, especially if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart. It won't go well. So try to keep this weekend a little more sober. If there's those of you out there that do partake in alcohol, that's fine. Limit it, though, to one drink. Just don't get shit-faced and hammered, is what I'm trying to say. It's my subtle way of saying it. So let's just say it. All right. So, Leslie, you're first. Gemini. All right. Let me give these another shuffle or two. Bear with me. Spirit. What messages for Leslie? Okay, sweet butterfly girl. You know, I do career charts. I don't know if you've ever had one of those, but they're not that expensive. I don't remember what my daughter put the price as, but it's I think it's under $30 if you're ever interested. Okay, bear with me because this is a card I'm not familiar with. Let's see. Is that a lover's card? Bear with me. Okay, yeah. Okay, it is in reverse. Sorry. Like I said, I'm not familiar with this deck quite yet, but I can feel myself starting to get familiar with it. So you turn it up, right? It is a number 6, right? Number 6, lovers, but it is in reverse. So what this card can indicate sometimes, Leslie, is there might be relationship issues. It doesn't necessarily have to be um, uh, romantic relationships. It could just be any, maybe you're having a little argument with your sister this weekend or your brother. It could be relationships like that in some ways. What else can I say about this? This might mean the person is feeling alone. Okay. This could mean that you're feeling alone, or you might trying to ignore problems. That can also be another problem here or an issue. So the key to this card for this weekend is if you have to deal with issues, if they don't feel right, walk away from them for a few days and rejoin them and regroup and deal with them at a later date. Um, don't make any drastic choices now, because when this card is drawn, it does indicate that we might have a tendency to make a poor choice. So, you know that expression, I'm going to have to sleep on it? Sleep on it, okay? I hope that helped, Leslie. Okay, who do we have next? Let me scroll here. Okay. Um, Antonia, you're up next, and then Sweet Butterfly Girl, you're up next. Okay? That's how we'll do this. Just out of curiosity, I just got to read it from this booklet and see what it says. Okay, Leslie, just for a minute. That was what, the Lover's card? I just want to see if that their explanation is different than mine. And you see, it's not in reverse, so I'm wondering. Antonia, hold on. Let me just get back to Leslie for a minute, because in this booklet, they don't have anything on reversed. Okay, they do. So if it's reversed, it might mean that you're feeling unappreciative or someone's being very spiteful to you. Um, I'm going through health stuff now. Okay. Okay. That can make a person feel, like you're alone sometimes when you're going through something, but know that there are people out there that are probably going through some of the same things you are. So we're never really alone per se, especially in the realm of the internet world, if that makes any sense. But I am sending you a lot of positive healing energy, and I do hope you um, are on the mend. All right, Antonia, you have my undivided attention. You're welcome, Leslie. Bear with me. I gotta do a knock, 3 knocks, and then a reshuffle. Gosh, we are getting a lot of major arcana cards today, and they're all in reverse. All right, so for you, Antonia, it is upright. It is a 0. So this is the Fool card. 0, Fool card, but it's in reverse. Okay. Now, this is a Pisces card. The Fool card is a Pisces card. So anytime we're dealing with the Pisces card in reverse, which is the Fool, it is representing a lot of like ungrounded energy in some ways. Uh, I'm going to I want to take a look at before I give my interpretation, I want to see what they say. So when you're dealing with this card, you might come across someone this weekend who is very inconsiderate human being. Um, they could be very indecisive. Another word that comes to mind could be uneducated, if that makes any sense. Now, this doesn't mean I'm referring to you, Antonia, in any sense of the way. What I am referring to is it's in reverse. It can mean it can be ungrounded energy. So remember to get to a place that grounds you. Um, you might be even dealing with, I already know who this is. You may even be dealing with an individual with reckless and irresponsible um, energy. So, general rule of thumb, when the moon is waning, no one really gets a good card. If you do, it's amazing. Uh, those of you who are in my Patreon, you know I do a monthly tarot. I'm going to Mises. There you go. That'll get you in a better mood. Do that. Do that. I'm sorry it wasn't better cards, but there you go. That will do you a world of good, because even in the zodiac for this month, I did say uh, go to a place where it makes you happy, where you can get away from the chaos of the world at large. So, okay, sweet butterfly girl, you are next. Hold on. They're new and they stick a little bit. I know. No, I know you can, and you have. All right, sweet butterfly girl. 3 more shuffles and a pull. Bear with me. Jeez. That one just spit out. Hold on. Oh, here we go with the Roman numerals. Wait a minute. Let me look at this. Well, it is upright. That's a good thing. XV1. What freaking number is that? XV1. Hold on. Like I said, I don't do well with Roman numerals. I think that's a major arcana card. XV1. Yes, I believe so. It is. Okay. It is the Tower card. Is that in reverse? Just a second. I got to look at this. It is not in reverse, so it is upright. It is the Tower card. Now, this is the Uranus card. This is Uranic energy. So, anytime we draw this card, this is where I'm going to give you my interpretation, and then I'm going to go to the book. Like I said, this is a Uranic card. So, this is where everything is going to have to be broken down and rebuilt back up. You could see on the card, it's a tower and it's breaking. Now, I have had, even my own teacher has sat there and said to me, oh, this is the worst card in the deck. Well, I don't necessarily see that. Okay. Yes, it has a strong Uranic and Mars energy to it, but this also can be where there's change. And when change happens, better things come our way. Not saying you might not go through some bad times in the next week or so, or hear some bad news. But remember that, like I said, everything needs to be crushed down and rebuilt back up. Remember, you cannot control others, but you're going to have to control yourself. This just could mean you're being out in public and there's an issue and you have to stay calm, cool, and collective. It's happened to me on many occasions where I have someone going cuckoo and psycho, and you're just sitting there looking at them. The less triggered you get, the more sane you look. For some reason, when you're in public, the more triggered you get, everyone thinks you're crazy. But this is, again, where change is ahead. So this can mean your career, okay? This could mean that everything, you're getting ready to rebuild it. It's crushing down, but once it crushes down, there's the beauty of rebuilding it again. This is where there's changes are ahead. You have to be prepared for them. In the book, it is, Bear with me. The book says, Geb, be kind to us when you shaken the earth and tear down the foundations of our homes. Geb, we recognize that change is a constant. So life is a constant process of change. Like I said, I wish you know, anytime you draw the Tower card, the news can be a little shocking, but usually in the end, it is for your greater good, if that makes any sense. I'm sorry. I hope that helps, sweet butterfly girl. And I think I got everybody. So those of you out there, please subscribe to this channel. My understanding is that YouTube has changed its monetary system on here, and now you only have to have a 500 followers, and then you can get monetized, which is something I would like to do. So if you like what you hear, give me a like. Like I said, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea because I do not fabricate anything. I give you the truth. Um, Anyway, those are some great cards. I will be working a lot more with them. And also sign up to the astrologywitch.com. I didn't do a monthly letter for July, but I always try and do a monthly letter with updates. And like I said, I'm running some specials. I just got some raw cut amethyst in and some raw cut jasper. And we just introduced the 7-card horseshoe spread into the menu. And that's at a great deal. So for $20, you get, it's an entire year. I know some of you cannot afford the 12-card spread Astro Zodiac spread. So the 7-card horseshoe spread is one that is a little more affordable for these hard economic times, and it still gives you all the answers that you need. So if you're interested in that, go to astrologywitch.com. I think it's in the Strega shopping. But you're so welcome, Leslie. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Antonia, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And all my Patreons out there, stay tuned because there's some changes coming, all for the good. I've written a big letter, then put it in there. So if you've missed that, we are adding another tier. Don't sign up for it yet. It's not going to happen till the fall, late fall, where you're going to be able to get subscription boxes. Not going to obviously be as big as this. They're going to be smaller, little $10, $15 boxes, mostly with magical supplies. I'm also thinking of doing one for just astrology, strictly having astrology boxes. But we will see how that goes. Okay. It does take time and money to do. And like I said, I'm a small business, so it does take time. Things don't happen overnight, especially when you have expenses like having to buy a new printer now for $200. But anyway, all of you out there, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you for your support. All of you out there have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Off the top of my head, I can't think that we're going into any kind of negative energy, but then again, there's always something in the news, so be prepared for that. But try and enjoy the weekend, get out there and enjoy the sunshine, be safe, watch your surroundings, and I should be back on here probably Tuesday. Like I said, I didn't get on here more than once last week because of the pounding headache for 5 days. I can't handle 110 heat. I can handle heat, just not 110. So I'm doing a happy dance because we're in the 90s today. It's like, yes. Anyway, all of you out there, have a great weekend, and I will see you later. Ciao. 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 Bye, Facebook.